Guys, don't get me wrong. I love the ALGS, but it is 1:20 a.m. when I'm recording this video. It has literally been a back-to-back of 12 hours per day, and it's going to be another 12 tomorrow, but we do have a lot to dive into and discuss. DarkZero breaking records. DarkZero probably, you know, the best team in the world right now. I don't think there's any doubt about that, but which teams have made it? Which teams are going down to the losers bracket? North America, once again, not showing to be the dominant force in the world besides DarkZero. So what in the world has happened with the breakdown of LG? What's happened with the breakdown of DSG? A lot of these other rosters that we had better hopes and expectations for, they are not delivering on the level that we thought. And of course, some of these other regions are. So let's talk about it. Firstly, the overall standings that come down, we've got to give props to DarkZero. They have broke the record for the actual group stage match points. I think the record was 205 previously. Now 248, and take a look at how they're looking overall in the standings. 248 in first, 158 in second. DarkZero is absolutely leaving the entire competition behind. It's not even close. They are by far the best team in the world right now. And honestly, I do think that when you come to a finals, yes, Aurora and all these other teams are going to compete on a level where DarkZero may have a little bit more competition. I'm not going to say that it's a definite win yet, but DarkZero definitely looks to be the favorite. Aurora in second, Alliance in third, Fnatic in fourth, Reject Winity in fifth, Elevate in sixth, Virtus Pro in seventh, SSG in eighth. By the way, the top 20 are making it into winners bracket. The bottom 20 are going into the losers bracket. Furia in ninth place, Not Moist in 10th place, Serenity in 11th, 07 in 12th. TSM does edge through, and they will be moving on to the winners in 13th. Liquid Alienware in 14th. Legends Gaming in 15th. Made in Heaven in 16th. Two Rats, One Controller in 17th. Complexity make it as well. Red Rams in 19th, and 20th place goes to Crazy Raccoon by 1 point. So those that will be going into the losers bracket, a lot of shocking ones here. Oxygen Esports will be going to the losers bracket. Omit, Kinnetrip Gaming, Heroes, Boogie Borders. Honestly, I think Boogie Borders was the big of a shock for me. I kind of thought they'd be going into the winners bracket. DSG, I don't think anybody had Disguise going into the loser bracket round one, but they will basically, you know, I just think a lot of it comes down to the contest, right? They lost a lot of games off contest. Unfortunately, that's going to be where a lot of their problems will reside, and that's kind of where a lot of their problems have been in the past. And then BR Demons in 27th, HAO in 28th, Navi in 29th, Geared Gaming in 30th, Cloud9 in 31st, WMNDY in 32nd, Passion in 33rd, Wonton Dumpling, LG. What is going on with Luminosity, man? Unfortunate stuff. Of course, a lot of expectations for Sweet, Slayer, and Funk. I think a lot of, just in general, any team that Sweet touches, you would think they're going to do really, really exceptionally well. And unfortunately, LG not looking good at all. TYK in 36th, MDY White 37th, Northeption 38th, Riddle Order 39th, Never to Change in 40th. Honestly, Riddle Order, probably one of the biggest letdowns. I feel like this was a big roster. This was a roster a lot of people had a lot of high hopes for. It's just not going according to plan, unfortunately. So those bottom 20 teams will be going into losers bracket. Then the top 20 obviously will be pushing on in the winners bracket. Big day out of Furia. Of course, they were on the edge prior to this. They didn't have necessarily the best of day ones, but they did turn it around. A big game in game 3 inside of their group play match with a first place 18 kills. This was a very much so needed game. And of course, in this game, you're seeing a very popular trend. Aurora in second, Fnatic in third. You know, this is something that doesn't need to be swept under the rug by any means. Fnatic is doing exceptionally well. APAC in general is doing pretty good. It's unfortunate to see Disguised up here sometimes winning some games, because you really know the reason that they're not there is because of their contest and how they've thrown away a lot of games, unfortunately, due to that situation. Now let's talk about some of the more prominent teams that are actually dominating. Okay, so Aurora obviously being one, second place overall. And while they are, yes, in that top 2, there's definitely a distinction between first place and the rest, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Aurora is playing exceptionally well. They are playing very, very consistent. Take a look at this. Once again, they're second place in game 2. They're second place in game 3. They're second place in game 4. I mean, these guys are really, really here for business, man. And so I'm happy for Aurora as well. But then we've also got to take a look at TSM. You can't forget them, because they are a dangerous team that has very much so a lot of experience, very much so the capabilities to win a tournament. They are still probably the arguable best team in the world. world. I think DarkZero is definitely showing better numbers right now. TSM has the history to back it up, and they're in a middle of a pack right now where they don't have that pressure, right? They're definitely at a stage where DarkZero is doing so good. Can they keep that expectation that high? TSM is one that hasn't necessarily been playing lights out, and so they're just a consistent team that knows how to clutch up. They know how to win. They're in a great spot right now. They're going in a winner's bracket. They just kind of keep like floating by for now, and all that really matters is showing up in finals. Let's just be honest here. That's the only thing that matters. Yes, DarkZero breaks the record. That's great, but can they win finals? We saw last year, obviously, getting eliminated before finals even happened was not something DarkZero was very happy about. So TSM still in a great spot, nothing to worry about quite yet, and they even had some pretty good games on the day as well, with some of their wins coming in pretty strong. And you know, I'm excited to see this. A lot more consistency out of TSM today, and this is what you needed if you are a TSM fan. Now, on the flip side of this, all across the globe, we've got a team from the EMEA region that is also breaking records. That's Alliance. Of course, these guys got third place inside of their group play matches today with a big game and a record-breaking one at that. 36 points. That's 24 kills and a first-place victory. 24 kills is a good game in pubs. It's a good game in ranked. And doing this at a playoff for the ALGS against the world's best teams is actually insane. I mean, seriously, 24 kills in a first place. This is where you see the problems coming from Disguise. Of course, they're going to be contesting quite a bit, and you'll see Disguise here at the bottom because of that reason. So Alliance and Disguise are really just head-to-head right now when it comes to these contests, and Alliance seems to be getting the better of them for the most part in this. And so unfortunate for Disguised, of course, really good for Alliance on the backside, especially considering North America has been called the stronger region. You're definitely not seeing that storyline so far here at LAN. So congrats to Alliance, not only placing well, going to winners, but breaking records as well. And another thing to note here that honestly I respect, and this is coming from Alliance, is they are actually forcing that contest there at the end so that they can force DSG to go into losers bracket. Now, I know a lot of people will look at this, especially if you're a DSG fan or if you hate Alliance, you're going to say, oh, what a scummy move. Why would you do that? They're griefing them, right? No, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's esports. You got to be able to put your money where your mouth is. You got to be able to show up and defend yourself. And it just seems like DSG is not having that power right now. Disguise is really struggling when it comes to converting. They've got a lot of experience. They've got a lot of experience against Alliance, and you're still not capitalizing. It's Alliance getting the best of them. So you cannot blame Alliance. You cannot shame Alliance. They want to get both POIs for free, obviously, inside of winners bracket. They want to feel like they're the stronger team. They want to feel uncontested. So to get their competition out, obviously having that contest is going to do nothing but grief Alliance in their winner bracket game. So they don't want those crazy down and out 20th place 0 kills. They want to get the competition away. And so sending DSG to losers was the strategy to do so. And so obviously you may see some strategy come out like that honestly I respect at the end of the day. But big on Alliance and a very nice game for them. Now, going into some of these last games, you had Elevate showing up in a big way. Of course, this is the team coming out of PSQs with some back-to-back wins. And honestly, I'm very proud of in North America in general really carried this last group, right? You have TSM with a win in there, Elevate with a back-to-back, and even in game 2, you have top 4 all North American teams here, but Elevate with a back-to-back win, DarkZero back-to-back top 3, DarkZero with a game 4 win, game 5 win, game 6 win. I mean, you cannot hate these guys. They are literally just the best team right now. They are playing lights out. So really crazy stuff and a lot of storylines to go through here as well. But so far, you've got a lot of North American teams stepping it up in day 2 opposed from day 1. But some, unfortunately, will be missing the cut and will be heading down into losers bracket. So just to give you a little bit of a heads up of the schedule starting tomorrow, like I said, another 12-hour day. We're going to start it off with losers bracket round 1. This is going to be the bottom 20 teams, right? Your Oxygen, Omit, Kinnetrip, Heroes, Boogie Borders, Disguise, VR Demons, HAO, Navi, Geared Gaming, Cloud9, WMNDY. Then you've got Passion, Wonton, LG, TYK, MDY White, Northception, Riddle, and Never to Change. Honestly, if I had to make predictions, I know they've been struggling, but I think LG comes out on top with this one. Oxygen's definitely going to be up there. I think Boogie Borders is going to prevail. Disguise is going to prevail. I'm really rooting for Geared Gaming. Obviously, 30th place is not too bad considering you're coming from a region that's already disrespected. BR Demons has been showing pretty well from South America, so I'm happy for them. Wonton Dumpling, right? Coming from APAC South, we kind of predicted them to be one of the teams to watch out for, and for them to not be doing so good and heading to the losers bracket is a shock. Really would love to see. I'm not going to predict APAC North teams to do too well here. Unfortunately, I have a lot of stock into Fnatic right now, but Northception and Riddle Order, I would love to see them bounce back. I'm just not confident in their confident in their abilities. I'm just not confident in their execution right now. They can do it. They just got to decide that they're going to do it and decide that they're going to be the better teams at the end of the day. There's a lot of competition here, and honestly, LAN has shown to be a different beast and a different animal. You have to also root for Passion, of course. Passion with Max Strafe. I just love to see those guys, and hopefully things fare well for them. And then after that, we're going to go into winners bracket round 1. This one's going to be so competitive. Literally, not only does it make sense, right? It's the best of the best teams so far, the top 20. But take a look at some of these teams, man. I mean, you know that somebody's going to have to get upset. So DarkZero is a team I definitely would think would be moving on. Aurora, Alliance, Fnatic, maybe Reject Winity gets upset. I guess I wouldn't be too shocked, but I still think they're a great team. E8, honestly, I would say I think they go. Virtus Pro's been playing very good right now, so that's 6. SSG, maybe they don't have the best of days. Furia would be 7. Moist would be 8. Maybe TSM at 9. Liquid Alienware at 10. I'm already over 10, and I still look at Complexity. 07, SSG. Maybe these guys can get Legends Gaming. 2 Rats, 1 Controller, Crazy Raccoon. Somebody there is going to get upset. They're going to go down in the losers bracket. So these are your 20 teams playing in winners bracket round 1. The bottom 10, if you're not familiar with how this works, the bottom 10 will go down into losers bracket round 2, and they'll play the top 10 from losers bracket round 1. Then the top 10 here will go into finals. So very interested to see how this one goes down. But man, you have to look at this top 5. And although I know TSM is very capable, I'm looking at this top 5 and thinking these guys are setting themselves apart. And yes, Aurora, Alliance, Fnatic all look good, but it's hard not to go back to the overall stats and just take a look at how badly DarkZero is outperforming right now. I mean, we're talking almost an entire 100 points difference from first place to second place, which, by the way, dead last place only has 37 points in total. These guys almost differentiate themselves 100 points, so literally triple the amount of dead last just from first and second, man. I mean, I'm trying not to ride too much or glaze too much, but I mean, geez, I mean, they broke a record. Obviously, this is something to talk about. So very excited to see how EMEA is going to progress throughout the rest of the weekend. Also, APAC is a region that we're watching very heavily. It seems to be very competitive, and honestly, any region could take it at this point. I'm definitely rooting for someone else to win just for the sake of esports and just trying to grow the scene in general, and all these other regions getting their fair share of the pie. At the same time, of course, being from North America, wouldn't be upset to see some of my favorite NA teams as well. Let me know down below who you're rooting for, and until the next time, we'll see you right here on the ALGS channel for your daily recaps as we approach and are in LAN playoffs right now. Later, Gators.